So right now I'm going to plant some moringa trees in this grow bed here behind me. I'm going to do it in 2 different methods. Here are the moringa seeds that I'll be using. So I'll be planting some directly into this grow bed. So I raise the water level up so that they'll be in the water. And I'll be planting some in something like this, and I'll see what does better or which grows better and see from there. But I'll try to keep them small if they do start growing, since I don't want to have too big trees. It does say dwarf moringa trees, but we'll see how that goes. But I'll be pretty much planting those in here and in there, and then monitoring it throughout this time to see which does better. I mean, after these start to sprout and grow, I'll stick them in there. So we'll just see which one does better. Here you can see the packet from the moringa seeds that I'll be using. Moringa dwarf. That is how the seeds look. So I'll plant 4 in here and then 3 in here. So this method my mom has done before for her small moringa plants, but they don't really grow since it gets too cold here. So we'll see if I can do it better in the greenhouse. And I'll plant some in here and see if that does better than this, or if this does better than planting it directly in there. So we'll see. Alright, so actually before I put them in here and in here, I soaked them for about 3 days in some warm water. I mean, the water becomes cold. It's only warm when you put it in there. But right now, so I'm going to add 4 seeds in here. So the idea will be able to have to like small moringa trees grow in here, which would be nice. If I can keep them like maybe, about 3 feet, that would be perfect just for this spot. Since my mom's been trying to grow them, but it gets too cold here. So basically what I'll do is I'll put some directly in here and then some in here and see which ones do better. So that's pretty much what I'll be doing. So here I have the moringa seeds. So since I have 7 of them, I'll put 4 in this grow bed. And I have the water of the grow bed raised a little, because ideally I want it lower, but right now it's raised quite a bit. So for the other method, I'll put them in this this container, which came with basil from the store. Those are the seeds again. So it's just a paper towel. Stick the seeds in here, like so. And then I would use a spray bottle, but I don't have one. So I'll take some water from my aquaponic system and just get some in here and make it moist. So that's pretty much that. Now I'll see how it goes. So I have the 4 seeds in here. Take about a week for them to start to sprout, and then I have 3 in here. And these I'll still leave in the greenhouse. I'll just have to add water to them, or to it occasionally. Just put it under here. But that will be that. So the rest of this video will be just like updating on them sprouting and so forth. It's been 2 weeks since I planted the moringa seeds in here. They have not grown yet. I even looked for one and I found it, and they didn't sprout at all. However, the ones that I put in here are doing extremely well. So right now I'm going to plant them in here, and I probably will take these seeds out of here and put them in there, since, well, they just haven't sprouted while being in here. So that's what I'll do. So basically these guys look like, let me open this. So here's how these guys look after 2 weeks, which is nice. That guy's growing very well. So I'm gonna stick him in here. So I found this one, and I actually noticed it did sprout. It's not doing as good as those ones inside here, but it's got something going on here. Let's see, is it growing the wrong way? Or is that the root? Could be the root. So I'm gonna leave it in here and see how it does. So that guy will stay. You can see this one here didn't sprout yet, so it could be the seed is bad, or actually it is starting to open up. So I will probably just leave these guys in here and see what happens, since they are showing signs of sprouting, just not as quickly as while they were in here. So I planted this one since it is growing a lot more than these two. These two, however, I will leave in here until they start to sprout more, so they're long enough for me to really stick in here where the water is at. So I have these situated like that. So I just made the paper towel bundle around the seeds. That way these guys can grow a little more. And then we'll see how that goes. So hopefully this guy does well. So actually I just noticed when I pulled him out, I had some of his roots left. Should have been more delicate. You can see these two moringa plants are growing quite nicely. They're still small though. Then the seed in here is starting to sprout, or has sprouted. I moved the rocks. I'm gonna leave this one uncovered to see if it does better, because maybe it's not strong enough to push out. And then I still have the other one that have like 1, 2, 3 in there, so I'll leave those. And then I still have one down here, which needs to be longer before I can plant it inside the grow bed. So I have these 3 planted here now. I just put this one here since it became tall enough. And this seed, I'm gonna check the other ones in there. So I'm gonna take this seed out and stick it in here and see how it does, if it sprouts at all. This one's coming up. We'll see how that one goes, and I'll check those out. Here are 3 of the seeds that I started by just putting in the lava rock. I'm gonna leave one in there, which is the only one that's really sprouting. So I'm gonna see if they do any better by moving in here. But these 3, which were the ones that I started in here, are doing excellent. So I just moved them over. This one has a little bit, those are nothing. So we'll see if they start to sprout at all. Here you can see these 2 moringa plants, well, including this one, are by far a lot better than this guy here and this guy here, which were originally grown in here. So this seed I left here, this seed I took out and put it into this spot where these were growing, but it's not really doing that well. So if you're going to start moringa seeds in your aquaponics, I highly should suggest doing it and starting it in here first, so it gets going, because the 4 seeds that I put in here didn't really do anything. So this would be the way to go, using this to start the seeds in the aquaponic system. Well, that is all for this video. I was just showing you how I started growing seeds, or growing moringa plants in my aquaponic system. There's 2 different methods I tried. The one where I used this was by far better than the just starting in the grow bed, so definitely go with that way. So I'll see how big these get and maybe update you later on them, but right now you can see what I have. So they'll grow to wherever I let them grow. So that's all for this video. If you have any questions or comments, remember to leave them below, and thank you for watching.